Okay, so welcome back to the shop, ladies and gentlemen. I got this gift from Nina Wiener at Taschen, and look at this motherfucker! The NASA Archives. And, you know, there are a lot of NASA books out there, but this is by Piers Bizzoni and Andrew Chaikin and Dr. Roger Launius. I mean, these are like Chaikin wrote the only Penguin book on the space program, and it's must. And Bizzoni wrote the book on 2001 special effects. Man, these are good guys. So let's see, what does it take? This is a big book. You know, I love these big, beautiful art books, but they are a fucking pain in the ass to store. But sometimes the really great ones are worth it, and I hope they didn't fuck this up. Let's see. Whoa. Oh, it smells. It's got that new sneaker smell. Still big. Alright, let's see. I'm gonna turn this sideways so that you guys can turn it sideways too, so that it makes sense for viewing. Right? You're big kids. You can handle it. Let's see what's going on. Okay. Stars. Armstrong's foot, Rousseau's screen. So, the NASA Archives. Let's see this book. Is this book worth it? Oh yeah, these are beautiful pictures. That's a nugget, Curiosity. Whoa. That's the top of the LEM while it's still docked inside the connecting ring. That's the London Killer. B2. Historical stuff. Oh, this looks great. This is pretty cool. This is in Cleveland, Ohio. I once went to the Sandusky high power facility where they have the super vacuum. A vacuum within a vacuum. That's a pretty cool place. X1. Supersonic. Beautiful. Oh, look at that crash. Wow. Okay, this looks like a good book. SR-71, like the last one when they canceled the SR-71, the last one that they got that was used was the NASA had one for hypersonic research, like Mach 3, fastest plane ever. So when they can't, it was a surveillance thing. There's one of these on top of the Intrepid, and there's a camera underneath. I guess they became obsolete because of ICBMs and satellites, but that's a cool plane. It's all titanium. Anyway, when they ended it, NASA had the last one. They had it going for an extra year. Oh, Goddard, my boy. Their Sputnik, their weather balloons. Whoa, Annie Easley, a human computer. I think they made a movie about her and her crew. Had some moments. This is the Jack Parsons Explorer 1. This is the JPL rocket. Maybe it was after Jack Parsons, but I like the idea that, you know, he got his recipes for the rockets from Satan. Maybe that's him. Or is it Adam Stelzner? Kind of looks like him. I wonder if it is that. A little hole. Wow. what that fucking thing is. Yeah, this is juicy. Re-entry, lounging. Gene Kranz. Do we get to see his white vest? Florida. That's like the Polaroid that Joanne Casulo gave me last night in Dallas. Thanks, Joanne. That was great to see. You look fabulous. Gemini. Whoa. NASA tried to invent a storable and deployable wing system for bringing capsules home on land rather than at sea. An inflatable glider deployed from the capsule's nose section was one concept. A paraglider. Whoa, what, like it would glide back to land, or why wouldn't they just have it land over land? I don't know. This is my favorite thing ever with Lifting Body. This is always at the beginning of I Dream of Jeannie, which is the only good thing about that stupid show. But the test pilot flew this, and this is kind of like the prototype structurally for the space shuttle, where they, like the body itself sort of became the wing, or the lifting force of the craft. Colonel Aldrin. Oh, these are great. All right, I'm only on page. Oh, there's some weird numbering system. 133. Oh, yeah. Look at that. You guys enjoying Friday night with Instagram and me? I certainly am. Nowhere else I'd rather be. I have to move more quickly because I gotta get home. Whoa, Surveyor. Flying bedstead. Oh, look at that cool simulator. Thomas DeMann did a great paper sculpture of this and took photos of it. That's one of my favorite things that he's done. He's a cool artist. I want to spend more time with this book. How cool is that red helmet? In the middle of all this, this is when they're experimenting. I think it was red because what, they were going to come back to, in case they crash back into the water. Margaret Hamilton. All this stuff is really inspirational to me in my space program because they had to do everything on Earth. So, I mean, they had so little time on the moon. They spent all their time practicing, and that's what you do. It's more practice than anything. Just have a few moments of performance. Mega Chevy photo op. Each of the astronauts gets their own vet. The rover. With Earth tires. I love that. Leave it to Tashin to give you a full bunch of pages just on the car. I mean, that's appreciation for what makes America great right there. Those custom fiberglass folding fenders. I mean, corrugated phenolic fenders. Huh. We made those out of glass. They were a real pain. Oh, the Sapphire speech about men being stuck on the moon. This is great. I'm not going to read it right now. Color chart, photo grayscale. Okay, I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. Yeah, I mean, all this stuff about all these pictures of Earth from outer space are still so important. They really never get corny. This is some art. Can't remember which guy put this on the moon. He left it of his family. Charlie Duke deliberately dropped a photo on the ground of his family in their Texas backyard. Snapshot has certainly faded by now from the glare of the sun, but this photograph is preserved in Houston's temperature-controlled environments. Oh, the photograph of the photograph. All right. That's kind of cool. I'd like to see this faded flag and what condition that's in. Maybe someone can go get that and bring it back for me. I'd really appreciate it. Oh. Russia, USA, docking adapter. It had no male probe. Usually there's a male and female probe. Both ends had the same capture and docking assemblies, and it was kind of like a political joint. And there was a handshake in the middle. Tom Stoppard and Alexei Leonov, I think, did the handshake. They were at the height of the Cold War. So cool that we could do this big, stupid art project in the middle of like one of the scariest times of like impending nuclear annihilation. I thought in 2010, the sequel to 2001, 2010, about going, I guess, back to Europa. There was this kind of a redo of that anxiety of the Cold War, but the aliens saved planet Earth. Great G.I. Joe hairdo. Wow. And then looks like they're getting into the shuttle, so this might be a time for me to sign off. Because, like, seriously, who cares about the fucking shuttle? Oh, tragedy. Just go really quickly and see if there's some cool shit. Space station stuff. The cupola. Isn't that beautiful, that room? God, that's the best. Canadarm. The Russians still come down on land, and they're met by horses. Look at that. It's like Vermont. Ooh. Sexy. I mean, who took that picture? It's like an art photograph. Look at that. Like William Christian Bear or someone. It's that good. Ooh, Michael Benson. Oh, this book's got so much. I'm halfway through. Just for those of you tuning in, we're taking a look at the new the NASA Archives Taschen book. Oh, hot Carl. Stephen Brower told me that Carl, this is Viking on, not on Mars obviously, but on like sort of fake Mars, and he was one of the main scientists on this, and he really wanted to. This is the first thing that landed on Mars and picked up samples with this arm and sent data back, and this is a camera. And he really wanted to put bacon on it to see if creatures would come, but they kind of voted him out. But that's hot Carl right there. Thanks for trying, Carl. Whoa, what is that? Is that Mars? It's probably Mars. This has got all the Mars stuff. There's Pathfinder. Whoa. Is that Pathfinder or is that Spirit and Opportunity? It's gotta be Spirit and Opportunity. Phoenix. Whoa. So many good things here. What is that? What planet is that? Pluto? That is such a good photo. I didn't know that we had pictures that good of Pluto. What are these? Sedulus? I don't believe that. It's so good. Let's see if we got some Europa. Whoa. Oh yeah, this thing. We're gonna fuck with this thing. What is this thing? Oh, Artist Impression. Of Oumuamua, discovered on October 9th, 2017 by the Pan-STARRS 1 telescope in Hawaii. Subsequent observations from other telescopes around the world prove that it drifted through space for millions of years before its chance encounter with our solar system. Oumuamua seems to be a dark, highly elongated, metal-rich object, 1,300 feet long. Because of its unusual shape, it was checked for any strange radio signals or other energies, but none were observed. Huh. Maybe we need to go there and see if we can get some stuff to fix our cell phones, because we're running out of things we're mining out of Africa, and haven't we fucked with that place enough? Let's go to some asteroids and see if we can find some cell phone parts there. Yeah, cool space stuff. Alright, well, my review is definitely get it. Ooh, it's got all these mission patches, that's pretty cool. But while we're at it, we'll just look at some other books in my space library. And of course, this library has been gaped of all the best stuff. All the good things always get given away. But if you are really into space, I would highly encourage that you get, let's see. This is cool for learning about stars. Guy who did Curious George. That's really a great book. Makes it simple, a new way to see them, because it's confusing and hard and frustrating. It's still, for me, I'm not a great astronomer. I would definitely get the December 1969 National Geographic. Not expensive. Get the Penguin book that Andrew Chaikin wrote. I don't know, I think it's called All We Went to Do, Man on the Moon, or All We Did Was Go to the Moon, or Man on the Moon. Anyway, just Andrew Chaikin Penguin is how you find that. This is not the Bible, but it's a pretty damn good book. And when we built the LEM, you see it's on a chain with a sash weight because it kept getting stolen. JJP did that. It's really got all the parts, so you can really learn about the LEM here. Again, not great, but probably the best book there is. This is mandatory. I have 3 copies of it. Best book, the only credible book on spacesuits by Nicholas de Monchaux, called Fashioning Apollo. I mean, this is really it. Nicholas is a great writer. brilliant, man. And this is my research copy with all kinds of things stuck in it. Saw it after I made my spacesuit, but it's really good. Putting it down for a second. That's really good. This is kind of a fun one, this book, if you're really into spacesuits, by Amanda Young, who is the kind of great archivist of the spacesuits, who's retired, but that was her swan song. That book's really good too, on spacesuits. Fantastic book about loneliness. This is Michael Collins wrote this kid's book. I swear, I know it looks like maybe I had something to do with it. I didn't. But look at these drawings. I had nothing to do with this, but man, this is great. And Michael Collins was the guy when Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong landed on the surface of the moon. He was the one who stayed in the command module, circling the moon, waiting for them to come back. And this is a really great book about talking about loneliness to kids. This has got a very good message about humility and strength. So he's really great. I would definitely get this NASA Graphic Standards Manual, which has got everything you need to making your stationery, or Pantone like color chips, right? This is really, really great. Or for if you're painting your jet or your rocket ship, it's got the official like codes and styles and how to do it. Vehicles, vehicles section 7. Let's see if I get this right. So if you're painting like the door of your van, this is how you do it with a logo type. This is really worth popping up. Yeah. So if you're doing your Valiant, or your Econoline, but they also have it for your rockets and stuff. But I love that they put all the vehicles together in one section, whether it's a van or this is a really rare book. Yeah, there you got all your planes and stuff, blue stripe. Anyway, hired a Madison Avenue firm in 1976 to design it, and you should definitely. This is like an you one, but you can reprinted it and you can get it. It's out there. The Graphic Standards Manual, mandatory. Let's see. Oh, fuck yeah! This is the other best book. The only other book worth reading about the moon mission is Norman Mailer's of A Fire on the Moon. This is great, and I think this is going to be coming out again pretty soon. That's mandatory. It's just Mailer and Shaken are the only good writers. I mean, of course, everything Sagan's great, but that's big science. Oh, Michael Light wrote the best book on the moon. It's all NASA photographs that he took from the archives and reprinted. That's great. I'm not pulling it out, but that's a must. Let's see. These are all really, really, really good. These are all just downloaded and printed reports off the moon, off the internet. I would get the Apollo 11 press kit. That's worth getting a reprint of that. This is a pretty old one. That was one of the first things that got me started my space program. The press kit. I don't think this is original. I think this is a reprint, but I've had it for years. But it's really got everything you really need to know about what it takes to go to the moon is in the press kit. Look at that. People cared. They typed this fucker up. Mimeographed it. Sent it out. These are some of them. This is just a binder of all my lunar rover development. Oh wait, my lunar rover development and their lunar rover development. And this is their operations handbook that I printed out. LEM orientation. That's a good report. So I think that's a pretty good Friday night. a lot of bad books. We're not going to talk about them, but you never know where you're going to find something good. So, yeah. Keep your dick in a vice in a transmission.